Nobody buys small cars anymore, right? Well, not exactly. In 2019 alone, Toyota sold 224,000 third-generation Yaris on the continent, taking a 7.6% share of the B segment market in the process. That's not bad form at all considering the rivals. Now, the Yaris has been redesigned from the ground up. It's good looking, ain't it? The folded rear end and the optional two-tone paint means it's recognisably Toyota, and you'll spend most of your time behind the wheel looking at those rear arches and the mirrors. It's based on an all-new compact car platform known as a GAB, which has allowed Toyota to make it 5mm shorter than the outgoing model, though the wheelbase has grown by 50mm and the whole car is 50mm wider and 40mm lower. That also means the old Yaris seating position, which was presumably inspired by the Routemaster, is no longer there. Here you sit 60mm further back compared to the previous generation, and the hip point is over 20mm lower too. Propping up the range is a base spec Icon trim, which starts at £19,910, but even that's decently equipped, with a smaller 7-inch touchscreen, reversing cameras and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. It's a far more grown-up interior all round, with a modern design, easy to use climate control buttons and an optional 10-inch HUD, or hood. The only letdowns are the cheap plastics, the lack of rear headroom and the difficult to read digital dials. Whilst the trim levels and option packs are plentiful, here in the UK we'll only get one powertrain. It's a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder connected to a small lithium-ion battery and an electric motor. Total output to the front wheels is 114 brake horsepower and 89 pounds-feet of torque. Now, that may not sound like much, but the Yaris only weighs a little over a tonne, so it manages a respectable 0 to 62 mph time of 9.7 seconds. The hybrid system is also well integrated too, silently switching to electric mode whenever you come off the accelerator and for most town driving. As a result, a real world 60 mpg isn't actually that impossible. Not for the first time though. The real hindrance here is the ECVT gearbox, which allows the revs to flare under any form of acceleration and fills the cabin with so much engine noise. The steering is exceptionally light too and provides little feedback, although the tight 5.2 metre turning circle is particularly impressive. In fairness, if you drive this how a Yaris should be driven, then it's an acceptable mode of transport that can be quiet, efficient and, thanks to very eager active systems, very safe. Unfortunately, it's once you start to get a move on that things get a little messy and your confidence in the dynamics dwindles. Now, let's look at the specs. So, it is a 1.5 cylinder hybrid, which is what we have here. It has 114 brake horsepower, the gearbox is an electronic CVT, 0 to 62 mph in 9.7 seconds. Now, according to Toyota, you should be able to get 68.9 mpg. However, we got more at around about 60. Next is the price. We mentioned the £19,910, but if you go for the fully equipped one, you're looking more at £24,005. For me, this car gets a rating 6 out of 10. Pretty good as long as you drive it like a Yaris should.